Welcome back to Make Some Noise podcast, episode 2. I am your host, Afnan, and in this week's episode, we're going to be going over meeting the coordinators of noise, Silly Hour, which I'm sure is everybody's favorite segment, and to top it all off, we're going to be going over the SRC. All right, welcome to our first segment. We're going to be meeting some of our coordinators. Yes?
Hi.
Hey
Hello.
everyone!
How
Right.
are you?
To introduce them, we've got Alice, Mia, and Pepsi.
Yo.
Hi,
guys.
friends.
So I'm Alice. I'm a third-year law and art student, and I'm part of our coordinator team.
Hi, I'm Mia. I am studying science and social sciences, majoring in immunology and politics and international relations. I'm also in my third year. And yeah, I'm also part of our coordinator team new this year.
I am a returning guest or returning voice on the podcast, Pepsi. If you don't know me, I do aviation and computer science. I'm in my fourth year now. Yeah, that's
Old.
You're
sad.
so old.
Time flies.
Ancient.
Yeah.
All right, well, tell us a little bit about yourselves and what you do on noise, what brought you guys here, all of that good stuff.
So Alice again, in case you haven't already familiarized yourself with my dulcet
That was
tones.
so sultry.
Exactly. That was the point. I like to say I'm an actor by trade because I'm pretentious as fuck, but I'm also a writer, which is really the thing that brought me to noise. I write a lot of fucking essays, and I always have, and I always will. And part of that is that I had to learn to be really good at copy editing and fixing my own mistakes. So I originally signed up to noise because I thought it was really important to have independent student journalism at UNSW. I had no aspirations of doing any sort of student journalism myself. I just wanted to help out and help with copy editing. And a year later, I am now part of the coordinator team. I'm running the whole show. I did the SRC coverage throughout 2024, so you probably recognize me from that. And most recently, I have helped put together the very first print edition, and I'm very much looking forward to future editions as well.
The print edition that is no longer on stands because we ran out again.
We did run out again. Thank you for running us out. of
Thank you so
editions.
much.
It's been great.
Yeah, we hope you guys have enjoyed all the articles in there and all the fun little games that we threw in there as well.
Yeah, those were fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on to me. It's Mia back again, as Alice would say. The reason I joined Noise, I guess, is mostly because people that were very close to me started it. And I was really interested in what they were doing. And a big part of, my life and ethos, I guess, is a little bit of anarchy and challenging the system when it does you wrong. And that's what Noise is all about, is to make sure that student journalism is independent, is run by students, and has a proper voice that's not 5 weeks late or edited by people that don't have the students' best interests at heart. And I really believe in, that being the core of student journalism and the most important thing. I also, in terms of joining the coordinator team, I love to get shit done. It's my favorite thing. I am very good at setting a timeline and sticking to it. And so I figured if I was on the coordinator team, we could definitely get a lot more done and do it to the best of our ability. I really like to kind of do the admin side of things. So that's sort of why I'm here.
Yeah, I mean, you all kind of know me by now. I've been running.
Wait,
the
who
show
the
at
fuck are
Noise
you?
for-
How did you get in here?
Yeah, introduce yourself, stranger.
Who let you in?
I've kind of been running the show a little bit since day one at Noise. I figured that it would be good to have at least some, I guess, handover or some level of crossover between last year's team and this year's team. And so, yeah, I've stayed on as a more experienced hand, I guess, and a source of funding to make sure that we don't go broke. But yeah, you know me from a lot of articles. I've written, I think, technically the most articles of anyone in Noise. I think Alice is second right now.
I think I'm second.
but
I
yeah.
did count it at some point, but there's a big margin between first and second because Pepsi never shuts the fuck up. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Pepsi has
This
done a
is
lot
true.
of brilliant coverage.
And a lot of not so brilliant coverage.
And a lot of not so brilliant coverage.
I mean, I think the thing is
But-
generally is like when something happens that's immediate and requires immediate news, you're always the first on the scene to do that.
That is generally the idea, yeah. You know, I like to make sure that noise is always at the front of, like, kind of leading the charge in terms of student activism, in terms of making sure that people know what's going on campus. I think we've been pretty good at that last year. I'm just here to make sure that we keep heading in that direction for 2025 and beyond.
Yeah, and I think especially this year, Pepsi has been doing a lot of behind-the-scenes work, especially with our print edition. So if you don't see them as much, just know that they're still doing a lot.
Yes,
Pepsi and me are doing a lot behind the scenes, and me just being annoying in the front.
I mean,
Come on, give yourself a little bit more credit.
you can have at least 40% of the credit for the print edition, I think. You know, the print edition was one of the big things that we wanted to achieve last year. And, you know, funding, time constraints, just trying to figure out what the vibes of noise actually
We
were.
basically got all of that up and running in 2 fucking weeks.
Yeah.
Print
which
edition
is
was a
crazy.
big
Yeah,
ordeal.
that was a bitch to do.
But, like,
Yeah.
I think...
There was one day where Mia, Ren, and I ended up camping out at UNSW.
Almost overnight.
Almost
until
overnight.
like 3 in the morning.
Don't tell security.
Yeah, I mean, what? We
We totally didn't
Yeah,
do
yeah,
that.
yeah. What are you
we
guys
would
talking
never
about?
But
Yeah,
like, I
for
just
hours.
want to demonstrate that like that's our commitment. We are deeply committed to this process.
That's because of, if you were following on Instagram, that was because of the shitty printer that I
that
bought.
was Pepsi's fault entirely, and I still
bought a
have not
better
forgiven
printer.
them.
I have bought a better
I'm
printer.
still not
it's no
forgiving
longer
you.
a problem.
You have no idea how much my sanity collapsed during that week. Alice's too.
Yeah, honestly, it was. I have nothing to contribute.
It was big. I also left my cheese in the queer space, which really pissed me off.
Did you get it back?
I did get it back,
Okay,
and I
that's
did
good.
eat it, but I was so upset because I went home and I was like, "Where's my fucking cheese?" Oh shit! I left it there at 3 a.m.
I take no responsibility for the cheese.
No, it made me feel really bad on top of an already bad week.
Pepsi,
you
it's
know?
all your responsibility.
Yeah. for
Hashtag
sure.
blame Pepsi.
Well, now we've got a better printer, so it's no longer a problem.
And they're flying. The print editions are flying out of there in like 1 minute, which
Yeah.
is crazy.
Yeah.
Flying out of the printer and off the shelves.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you so much for everyone that enjoyed that print edition, because we consistently ran out of them, and that's amazing. We're really, really happy with that.
Yeah, we had to do
Yeah.
a second print and potentially a third print for next week.
I'm pretty sure I gave away, was it 250
200
copies?
on the first day.
200
on the Monday.
Yeah, 200 copies on Monday alone.
Yeah.
Because you guys were just really eager
Yeah.
to know about what we were doing, and we really appreciate that.
Yeah.
I
and
also want to say a big thanks. I know this was mostly Alice's doing, but I'd like to say a big thanks to all the clubs who are really interested in what we were doing. And again, if you have any issues or problems you'd like to write about, or if you want to do an autonomous edition, please reach out to us. We'd love to facilitate for you. That would be amazing.
Absolutely. And if you want to guest star on the podcast,
Yeah,
We're always
if
looking
anyone
for
has anything to
guests.
write for us, come on our podcast, help us out. We'd love to have you.
Send us a
Please
message
come
Yeah,
on
I'd
join
love
us.
to have a
Instagram.
chat with anybody who wants to come and talk shit with me.
send us a
Absolutely.
message on Instagram.
oh, please. Yeah, I guess the print edition's one of the big things we wanted to achieve going into this year. A lot of the other stuff that, as a trio, are really dedicating ourselves to this year is basically refining the management of noise. Obviously, we're only in our second year.
Technically,
We're
still
very
in our
new.
first
We're
year.
just
Technically, we're
babies.
still in our first year. We're just
when is it? Like
babies.
March something?
April, I think.
April.
Yeah.
that we
Um,
get our first year on
yeah.
the wraps.
Very much working from the ground up, and I think it's very impressive what has been done in this first year. But noise, at least I'm going to speak for everyone when I say noise isn't just we're just like a group of friends writing some articles, and then when we graduate, whatever. Noise we want to establish as a consistent and hopefully long-standing voice for students on campus. So a lot of what we want to do this year is focused on basically refining our processes behind the scenes, reworking our constitution, trying to get as many more people involved as possible, trying to reach out to other groups on campus and off campus,
Trying
to get some funding. Yeah,
funding would be great.
absolutely.
I think it's also just like really important to mention we are so new. We're such babies, and starting, continuing, and refining a process like this is actually so much more difficult than anyone like realizes or gives it credit for. And so to have done so much in our first year, I'm like really, really proud of like us coordinators before us, editors before us, all of that. And like it's so awesome to be able to be part of like refining the process and making Noise a really easy publication to write for everybody.
And I
Yeah,
want to give a big
absolutely.
shout out to our friends over at Oni, at Waroni, at all the other publications.
We have so many
around the
friends that we
country.
love at the other publications. We
They've
love
given
you.
us so much support in terms of like both guidance as people who have come from publications that are, you know, more functional than we are.
Well, it's not just more functional. It's really well established in their rules, boundaries, and like how things work there, which is a really hard thing to start.
But they also have the experience of dealing with governance and dealing with bureaucracy
Yeah.
in universities and defamation law and all of those kinds of things. And so the guidance that we've gotten from a lot of them has been really useful in terms of like guiding the direction that Noise is going in. Because like Alice said, it's not, maybe in the very, very early days it started as kind of just like, you know, what the vibes are and we'll see where it goes. And if it doesn't go anywhere, that's fine. But now we've kind of proven the model a little bit. You know, we're 1 year in a couple of weeks. And so, you know, we want to see the longevity of this project. We want to see Noise, you know, last for a while. Like, yeah.
Yeah. And I think as well, there is just so much credit due to, as Mia said, everyone who has contributed to anything related to Noise in the last year. This paper wouldn't exist without people going above and beyond what we would ever expect of students doing a fun little volunteer project
For free.
for free.
For the love of the game, really.
For the love of the game. But honestly, everyone who has ever written something for us, edited something for us, come on the podcast, everyone who's donated, we love your
Yes.
donations. Please continue to donate.
Please
else.
keep them coming. We
Um,
are so broke and we are non-profits. Please
Yeah.
keep the donations
Most
coming.
definitely.
Everyone who's read our articles, honestly, we appreciate it so much. And
And every single person who are fans of us, because we've had multiple people recently come up to us and be like, oh, I'm such a fan of your work. And that is the most awesome fucking thing ever.
I spoke to so many people at O Week who I went up to them and I introduced myself and they were like, oh my God, I follow Noise. You guys are great.
That's
And
super
it's just
fucking
such a nice
awesome.
thing to hear that just these random people that I've never met in my life are reading our stuff and they enjoy it, and that is really meaningful.
And
We're
that
really,
has been
like-
our best avenue of like people coming into Noise have been students who are following our content. Like we haven't really been going out much and being like, hey, come and join Noise. Like we haven't done a week stall or anything like that.
Yeah,
It's
we
been-
haven't made any Instagram
Yeah.
reels.
Like we
Calling
did
for
one, we
people
did
to join
one
the team.
poster-
No, we have not.
No,
we
we have
did one
not.
poster campaign, I think, at the end of last year or something. But other than that, like all of our growth has been pretty organic. Has been people coming to us and saying, "Hey, I want to join. Like, I want to get involved."
And now we have such an awesome and like well-rounded team.
Yeah.
It's really impressive.
And we've got a
Yeah.
lot of experience, but we've also got a lot of new writers this year, and I'm sure you'll be excited to hear what they have to think.
Completely.
Rather than the
I'm also
same
really
10
glad that we're
people.
finally getting some like English and creative writing people, because almost all of our editors previously were STEM students, which is like so crazy.
Yeah, I was like the one art student in a sea full of STEM students, and I was like, guys, you do know this is a newspaper, right?
Yeah. But like
Um,
it's awesome that we're like reaching people that aren't just like journalism and ECW students. Like I
Yeah.
think that's fucking awesome that it gives everyone a voice.
At
Absolutely.
the same time, if you are a journalism or ECW student,
Please, please,
Please,
please, please,
please,
please, please, please, please, please, please, please, please.
I think we've got 3 now. We've got 3 now. I think.
I think we've got 3.
Yeah. So,
But
we're not doing
I don't
too
think
bad.
any of us are actually journalism students. I think we're just English and creative writing students.
But that's like good
Yeah.
enough.
Good enough.
Pretty much the same thing, really.
Yeah.
No,
No.
honestly,
Don't say that to a journalism student.
yeah, the reason I joined you guys was because you guys were friends of a friend of a friend. And well, you were friends with Dia, who was friends with Alex, who I was friends with. And I saw an article get shared to Alex's Instagram story and I went, that looks cool. And I followed you guys and then I joined the team and
I love that
Then
we're just
you
putting our
trapped me.
feelers out there and
I
grabbing all these
know.
wonderful people and bringing them on.
Yeah.
Just as
Yeah,
like,
it's honestly such a good community.
yeah, it really is. I'm so proud of who we have and what we're doing. As a general like wrap up, I just want to say again, thank you to everyone who writes for us. Thank you to everyone who listens to us. Thank you to everyone who reads what we're doing. Please come join us. We'd love to have you if you're interested. We really want to help grow this community, and you can be a part of that too.
And if you want to give us money, you can also
Please
do
give us
that.
money.
Please.
Yep, donation links.
I
and
promise it's
also
going
the
to a good
links
cause.
Recruitment are on the Noise website,
Website.
so please go check that out, fill that out, and please join us.
Thank you, Afnan.
Or else.
Or else.
Yeah. Welcome back to Noise. Wait, no, that's wrong. Cut. Welcome to your favorite segment of our podcast, Silly Hour.
Yippee!
Hi, girlies.
Hello.
And honorary girlies.
We
Yes.
miss you.
All right. Join with me, as always, Armia and Dia.
Hi.
And
here to be
this
silly.
week, we're talking reality TV.
We are. The new Love is Blind season just dropped. I'm so ready, you guys.
Yeah, a fun fact that we've probably said many times on the podcast is Mia and I love reality TV,
We
except
do.
Mia really loves Too Hot to Handle, and I love
Too Hot to Handle.
Love
And
is
Perfect
Blind.
Match. We both love Perfect
That is
Match.
true. But I'm saying that like it's your thing to love Too Hot to Handle, and it's my thing to love Love is Blind, and
Yes.
from becoming friends, we've swapped
Yeah.
and like engaged in the other person's culture in that sense.
We really have. Like, we
We love that.
specifically ask each other to, like, watch each other's favorite reality TV. It's quite
great.
cute.
See, this is what globalization was all about, bringing different cultures together.
So true.
As for me, I'm a big fan of just everything Gordon Ramsay because I love to see that man lose his shit.
That's funny.
I love to see a white man go insane.
Yeah. Also, he's just like really fucking funny.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right. So we're talking Love Is Blind specifically. Now, guys. I've only watched like season 2 in the past and a bit of season 3.
Did you watch? Is that the season with Shake?
Yes.
Oh, that's
with
fun.
Shake
Oh.
and
Shane and
God,
Shayna.
Shane and
Oh,
Shane.
that's right.
God.
Yeah.
Right. So, like a few minutes deep into episode 1 of season 8, I got so much secondhand embarrassment, and I'll tell you what point. But I just had to like go and just rewatch
We should
the end of
probably
that.
just start by saying how much each of us have watched of the new season.
Oh yeah, sure. I've only seen the first episode of season 8 of Love Is Blind so far.
I've made it almost to the end of episode 3.
Okay, I've seen the whole series of like episodes that have come out. So that's like what's the first 6 episodes?
Yeah.
I think yes.
And they have both consented to me spoiling because if you've seen what I'm talking about, you're gonna be like, how could they do the segment and not talk about what happens at the end of episode 6?
So yeah,
yeah.
spoiler warning for any of those other reality TV show heads.
We'll give you guys, before we spoil it, we'll say like to
yeah,
like
yeah. We'll just put a like a loud spoiler warning sound in.
Yeah.
Also,
If our
yeah, I
editors
think
can do
really
that.
importantly,
If not, that's all good.
for people who don't know what Love Is Blind is, it's a show where they get like a bunch of singles, a bunch of single guys, a bunch of single girls, and they put them in like rooms adjacent to each other, and they just need to like talk to each other to like get to know each other, quite literally blind dating. And then they need to decide if they want to propose to somebody on the other side of the wall at the end of like months. At the end of a few weeks, to decide if they want to get engaged to somebody on the other end of the wall without
they've
having
never
met them.
seen. Well,
Which
they've
is
never even
really, really
seen
insane.
them.
Yeah, they've
Like-
never met them, they've never seen them. You only see them after you propose to them.
Yeah. One of my favorite things about this show, and I was trying to explain the premise of this show to my mum last night, and she was super confused because she's not a reality TV girly. But she was like, oh, I think that's really interesting that, like, people on this show are not, like, hot, young singles. They're, like, in their 30s, which is still young, but it's, like, it's a really different
I have
demographic.
said- Okay, you know what? I'm going to have this here for the paper trail as well.
All right,
If
sure.
a Love Is Blind producer is coming and they're like, wow, we'd love to do a season in Sydney or Melbourne, I would love that Diya Sengupta girl to be on the show, but I don't know if she's serious about marriage. I'm serious about marriage. I am ready to be on the other side of that pod. Put me on the show.
If any
I will get
Netflix
married
execs are listening, please hire Diya Sengupta. She
Please
is
don't
very
hire
desperate.
me. I am in a committed, loving relationship. I don't want to be on Love Is Blind.
I do. I am not in a committed, loving relationship, and I would love to be on Love Is Blind.
I feel like you'd be a good fit.
Thank you.
On that though, it's kind of preposterous. God, I'm so
Preposterous?
preposterous. Yes, that's the word. it's preposterous to me that you would say that none of the people on that show are hot when they're all like.
No, I'm not saying they're not hot. I'm just saying
They're not
in
like
the
too
way
hot
that
to
when you
handle.
go on Too Hot to Handle,
Okay, yeah.
you're like
I mean, too hot to handle is like a
20
whole
hot
different.
ass out like,
Instagram
it's
model.
Yeah,
Instagram
yeah,
model.
yeah.
It's a really different demographic. It's like normal people in their 30s
who are like relatively attractive. Like
Yeah, no,
there's
they're all
never been
attractive.
somebody
Yeah,
who
yeah,
can
yeah.
open the doors and be like, yikes. Besides maybe
besides
Jimmy and
Zach
Chelsea.
and Bliss. No, Zach and Irina. Sorry.
No, oh yeah, true. But that's just. But it's not because he was fugly. It's just because she was terrible.
Yeah.
Also, I'd like to add from the one season I've watched, Kyle and Shayna, just because I don't think she expected him to be that short. Plus, he
Yeah,
was sort
I
of
will
like,
say the number one
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, that's true. It's
on
always
Love
a
is
short
Blind
man that
is
they
always
hate.
a short man. Like a woman will always like, you know, she'll be like, I don't care what you look like, and then as soon as a man comes out who's like 5'8", she'll be like, ew, what do you mean you're not?
I can't remember
6'3"?
what season it was, but there was one guy that really, really hyped up his looks, and then they met, and
Yes!
she got
Oh,
so.
I loved that. Oh, that
Okay,
was so
please
good.
give
That
me
is what I'm
context.
talking about. So last season, so season 7, there was a couple, Hannah and Nick.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
Nick, like, he was suave, Nicky D, and he was like, I got ladies on ladies on ladies.
Oh, yeah, and I played football and blah, blah, blah,
I
and
like
was
Travis
jacked.
Kelce. And he's like, just like the most
He's so normal.
normal-looking
He's so
5'7"
fucking
guy.
regular.
He's like not even well built. He's like just some guy. And also Hannah. But can I say on the other end, Hannah was like, I was a cheerleader in high school. I was so popular. I'm blonde, blah, blah, blah. And she's just like a normal looking older
They're
woman.
both attractive, but they're not anything special, and they both hype themselves up to be so
Well, they
much.
both
and,
talked
like,
about themselves as if they were like supermodels that like
Yeah.
get guys and guys and guys and girls and girls and girls, but they're like just some people. And so that's why when they open the door and they're like, what do you mean that you're not an Instagram model? You're just some guy.
Yeah. And they did spend a lot of time dancing around the fact that they were really pissed off at each other for doing that, which is so
Yep.
funny.
Yep.
I mean, I feel like that's a match made in hell.
Yeah, no,
You
it
know?
really was. That was like an awful season when it came to drama. And then there was also the people that like cheated. That guy cheated.
Oh yeah, he was insane. But okay, let's talk
Real
about this.
okay.
Yeah, let's talk
Wait,
about
I
this
think I
season.
saw the trailer for that. Yeah. He was like mad short, right?
Yeah.
Which is funny
Yeah.
to say because I'm also 5'7", and very average looking too.
I've
But like,
historically dated quite short men, so it's fine.
woo, short kings. Anyway, so what were we talking about before
The
this?
current season.
Yes.
What we've the preamble is over. Let's talk about the current season. Let's talk about the players. Let's talk about what we like, what we don't like.
Can I start?
Yes.
I fucking
Please do.
hate David. Fuck
Yes.
that man. I fucking hate him.
Wait,
He's so
wait.
awful.
David, the plastic
Yes.
surgeon.
Yes.
Okay.
He's
thank
such
you.
a dickhead.
Thank you. I'm glad you said that because that was gonna be my exact point.
Good.
That was the minute he walked into that room and he said the thing he did, I had to like go
Here's
back and
my
watch
issue.
Shake.
Here's my fucking issue. He is so rude to those women. He says the
comes in,
meanest fucking
His first
things.
introduction, he's like, so I'm David, blah blah blah. So like, what's wrong with you? Why are you here?
And like that
And
could
he
be a
says that
funny
to
flirty
every one
line
of them.
if he like actually like expounded on that in like a funny way. Because like I get like what's wrong with you is like a funny way to
Yeah.
connect, but then he just immediately. What was that, Lauren?
no,
when he
he
just
also
walks in
yeah,
and says like,
any
"You're
woman.
30, you're expired."
Yeah, no, I
Exactly.
was gonna talk
Any
about that
woman
as
above
well.
30, he tells
Yeah.
them that they're expired. So like, why would he want?
And
to
they're like
second
no
I
longer
saw
attractive.
that,
And Lauren got like
holy
so
crap.
upset about him saying that. And he goes, "Oh my god, I was joking." And I'm like, "Shut the fuck up, you're a prick."
Yeah.
That is what we call a Schrodinger's asshole, by the way, which is somebody who will say a joke that is extremely rude and unfunny, and only play it off as a joke if the other person takes offense.
No, literally.
But yeah, somehow there's 2 women that are into Dave, which is
One of them I kind of feel like makes sense because like from what I saw in episode 1, Molly's also kind of shallow.
Molly is shallow.
Is that the
She-
ginger?
Yes.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
formerly, she's never been in a serious relationship, which, hey girly, love to know there's still people like me kicking out there. She's never been in a serious relationship. I don't know if either of you are up to the stage, but she has formerly been the other woman when a guy cheated.
Okay,
as
no,
well.
I haven't gotten up to that, but that
Who
that
are the
checks
couple
out.
where they both cheated?
I think it is David Molly.
Is it them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like, she didn't cheat, but, like, she was, like, the
She
other
was
woman.
the other woman, yeah.
And then he cheated, obviously, because he's fucking Dave. And
Fuck
then
Dave.
There's also Lauren, who is the other girl, and she's just like some nice, normal girl. She's just so nice and so normal.
She was what, like an English teacher, and then now she like sells like some social studies curriculum. I think I
Yeah,
saw.
something like
And
that.
she's just such just a chill person to hang out with, and it's like, why would you say all
Can I
those
also
things to
say
her?
disclaimer as well? Molly is really, really, really hot. Like, I'm not saying that
Yeah, she
Lauren
is
like
quite hot.
isn't, but I'm just saying like Molly is like one of the hottest people like on the show.
You
by
know
far.
exactly who she looks like, but I can't say it on this podcast.
But yeah, she's just like really like hot. So watching it, you're like, oh no, like I know he's gonna pick Lauren, and then he's gonna like cheat on Lauren with Molly at some point in the show. Like you just know.
You just
that
know,
watching.
yeah. I always
yeah.
love the second half where they finally meet the people that they like didn't
Yes.
choose, and they always
yeah.
regret it every time.
But yeah, Dave does end up getting with Lauren. Sorry to spoil that for you guys. But
Oh, okay.
No, don't worry. I
obviously
spoiled
That's
myself
not
already. I
surprising.
switched
that
it
was a
up.
given. Because like Molly's like fun, but like Lauren just gets him, you know.
Yeah, because Lauren's a
Which
lot
is
more
crazy
nice
as
and
well,
motherly.
because
so-
Lauren was so offended by his jokes as she should be. I can't believe she
But
still
like
chose
Lauren
him.
like placates his man child. Like
Yeah.
Lauren is like going to like soft parent him, whereas Molly's like just gonna like be fun and silly.
True.
Okay, the other love triangle I want to talk about is what's her name? The alt girl. Megan.
Megan?
I don't know. I don't think I'm up to
The
meeting
No,
her.
I don't think I saw
alt girl
that.
with the septum piercing and like tattoos.
Wait, okay, that's starting to ring a
And
bell.
she's got like two golden retriever boyfriends fighting over her.
Wait, is Joey's fighting over her?
No.
Okay, cool.
Joey and Monica are great. They're unproblematic.
Oh yeah,
just
they're
silly
really
together.
cute.
Yes,
I like
good.
them
Okay,
a lot.
okay, I'm glad to hear that.
I'm so sorry if your name is not Megan and somehow you find this, but I'm gonna call you Megan for the sake of this podcast. Megan is like this blonde alt girl with like a septum piercing. She's like hot in like my genre of hot. And she's so cool, but she's like a black cat girlfriend, and she's like avoidant, and she has like a really traumatic childhood. Like listening to her talk about her childhood.
Oh, I know exactly who
Yeah.
you're talking about now. Yeah.
Listening to her talk about her childhood, I was like, yikes! Like,
Wait, is that the lady who's like all four of her parents died?
maybe
4 parents?
Like
I don't remember.
her like bio parents died and then like her step parents.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
her.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
that's
okay,
her.
cool.
And also
cool.
like her like stepdad overdosed on her birthday or something like that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
on her
there was something like
12th
that.
birthday, and she gave her own.
No wonder
parents-
she's a hot alt girl.
Yeah,
I mean,
She gave her own parents an ultimatum that it's either me or the drugs, and they chose the drugs
Yeah.
Yikes.
at like 12 years old.
That would be a. I hate to say this, it would be a really great version of the ultimatum, the reality TV dating show.
God, okay,
That
no,
would be a
please,
really
please
bad
don't.
ultimatum.
No.
That would be so bad.
No, it would be terrible, but also
Where
like.
it's
No.
like people get their children, their small children, and they try doing drugs
Wait,
for
no,
6 months,
I'm-
and they
wait,
try
wait.
being parents.
I'm pretty sure there's a
That's
show like that
tragic,
in
Diya.
Japan. I'm pretty sure there's a reality show like that in Japan. I'll do some more research about it for
Okay.
next
Yeah,
week.
bring that for the next time.
But yeah, where I'm going with this is she has 2 golden retriever boyfriends fighting over her. One is Alex, who I will say, as somebody who like, I'm a very headstrong kind of woman where like, you know, I will not say something and like say I believe something if I cannot back it up with why I believe it. I understand why she had her issue at the end of the season with him, but he's just like so positive, so nice to everyone. He wants everyone to be happy. He's gonna be kind to everyone. Mainly because he was bullied in the past, but because of that,
Wait, is Alex the shorter looking guy?
so there's like a really like there's
Is he the guy who like introduced himself by going, "Yeah, I used to be fat and ugly in high school"?
I don't know. He said that he had like a big afro and braces. and
Yes,
used to eat
yes,
lunch
that's
alone.
the guy. Yes. Okay, no, I know who you're talking
But
about.
yeah, he's really sweet, but he's like so nice to a fault, in my opinion. Like I have dated people like this where I'm like, they're so people pleasery that they will never commit to being like choosing you in any struggle because they're like, oh, I think everyone's valid, and it's like you are my partner.
Yeah, that's
you
super
know,
true.
Like at some point, you saying everyone is valid is invalidating somebody.
Yeah.
So that's him.
And that's a hard lesson to learn for any people pleasers out there.
As a non-people pleaser, somebody who's really good at setting boundaries, it is like my pet peeve when somebody cannot like.
Well, I
just
also dated a guy who
choose
was
it.
like really badly like that, and like it was just not good. Like I
Yeah.
did not have a good time. I hate that kind of behavior.
Yeah. And then also the other person that she is vying for the affection for is Mason. Mason is, how do I put, Mason's lovely. He's another golden retriever boyfriend. He's like, you know, energetic and fun and blah blah blah. Except I would say where he's also seeing this other girl called Meg. Because like, you know, you're talking to multiple people and Love is Blind, but like he's also tossing between this other woman called Meg. And Meg, I'm sorry, but she's a bit insane and like she's giving like
Is
she's
this the one that's really hippie?
yes, and she also like
Yeah.
unironically talks about how she loves Joe Rogan and how like he
Okay,
opened
I'm not
her
up to that.
mind.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
she was like, you know, I was listening to this like podcast the other day about how like aliens like they could be real and everything. Like, have you heard of this thing? You know, it was a Joe Rogan podcast. And I was like, I knew there was something off. But also, if your two options are like hot alt girl and like woman that unironically believes in Joe Rogan, and you are having an issue deciding between
Look,
the
if you
two
put a
of them.
gun to my head and told me to choose, I would just say pull the trigger. I'm
You're
gonna
not
say.
gonna choose the hot old
Alt-
girl?
alt-
Okay, look.
Autophobia.
Here's the thing. Hot alt girls, we love them, of course. Here's
Thank
my
you.
issue. Yeah.
I'm not alt. I don't think I can really be.
Here's
here.
my
I'm saying
issue
thank you.
is that they come with issues, and unless you're prepared to deal with that, unless they're prepared to deal with that, it's a rough time.
Okay, I will say, okay, disclaimer, this is a complete aside. I do not have daddy issues. I am just
I
alt.
do.
I know, Mia's not even the alt one.
No, I'm
And,
not.
Like,
No, but to be fair, my dad and I were very close. Just shit happened.
Between the two of you, you create the stereotypical Hello Kitty girl. Like,
Oh my
take the
God.
worst parts of you and combine it.
thanks. I mean,
Thank
we both
you.
do love Kuromi.
we do love Kuromi.
But
Okay, that's such an aside. I want to know what the spoiler is.
So, okay, where I'm going with this is these are the couples. Meg has to choose between both of them, and she ends up picking Alex. But okay, let me rewind. So Mason goes to her, the one who's tossing up between the Joe Rogan girl, and was like, okay, goth girl, I'm committed to you. Mainly because the pod before that, the session before that, she said that she really likes getting cream pies.
Oh yeah,
as a
those two
dessert.
people that were getting really freaky.
Excuse
Yeah,
me?
Was-
you know, like as a dessert, like what's your favorite food? And she's like, oh, you know, my favorite dessert is a cream pie. Ahaha.
Okay, are
I
we talking
hated those two
innuendo
people that were
here,
getting
or-
so fucking freaky.
Please,
It icked me the
please.
fuck out. It was so uncomfortable.
And so after that, he
I'm just
comes
gonna
back the
pretend you were
next
talking
time.
about the food.
Yeah, and after the next time he comes through and is like, I'm 100% committed to you. Like, I love that about you. You know, like, you are the one for me. And then she was like, oh, I kind of like Alex more, the people pleasery golden retriever boy. And she, like, gives him her stuffed animal to, like, take back to
my
the
God,
men's
yeah.
quarters.
No, I
And
saw
he
that
still
bit.
does not get the memo that, like, his girl is, like, committed to the other guy. And so then she's like, yeah, I actually, like, don't, you know, I'm committing to Alex, not to you, Mason. And so Mason's a bit like, ooh, that sucks. And so then he goes back to Meg and was like, hey, Meg, I'm committing to you.
Oh
And that's
god,
kind
not
of
the
thing.
rebound.
Yep. And so then, what's her name? The alt girl goes to her new partner,
Right,
Alex.
right.
And she's like, isn't it so weird that Mason committed to me? And then when I said no, he went off to Meg. And then this is where the issue in that relationship formed, where he was just like, oh, I think everyone's valid here, and I think we're in a really tough situation.
Oh
and, like-
god.
and so she shut down to that. She was like, what do you mean?
Understandably.
Yeah. She was like, what do you mean everyone's valid in this situation? Somebody literally just told me that they loved me, and then, like, the next day they're like, oh, actually I like this girl. Like,
That
isn't
happens
messed
so
up?
much on Love Is
I
Blind
know,
too.
but, like, you know, on principle, she was upset about it for a reason. She's like, oh, I think Mason's a good guy, and I think everyone's valid, and I just think saying that you're valid doesn't mean to say that he's not valid. And so then she shuts down to that and gets cold. And Alex has trauma because his ex-girlfriend was avoidant. So he sees that she's going cold, and is like, you know what, we're not getting married. We're not going to work out. And he leaves her.
Damn.
Yeah, he leaves
Wow.
her. Also, Meg leaves Mason because she's like, I'm not a rebound. You told another girl you loved her yesterday. She told me. And
Wow,
so
that's like some peak Love Is
all
Blind
four
drama.
of these people don't get together. None of them
oh
go to the
my
next stage.
god.
Yikes.
And
I'm
I
so
love
excited
that.
to get to
Yeah.
that bit.
And that's not even the most dramatic thing that has happened in these 6 episodes. So I'm going to tell you what happens at the end of episode 6. Which
Okay,
is,
hit me.
So there's this girl, Sarah. She's blonde, and I'm going to say this because this will come in later. She looks like a Republican, but she's not. Because one of her
Okay,
big... Like,
that's
she's just
that's
like...
painting a very strong image.
Well, like, not
Marcus
like
is sitting in the corner right now, losing his mind, trying to do
I'm
the
not
audio
gonna lie.
tech for this. It's so funny.
I love having Marcus sit across from me.
It's very
This is
funny.
amazing. This is my sample
I'm
audience.
so glad you're enjoying Silly Hour.
Having a great time.
But yeah, where I'm going with this is she looks like a Republican, but she's not. Like, she wears flannels and like skinny
Oh
jeans.
no,
And
okay.
she's blonde, like fake blonde. But this is really important. She's a hardcore like Democrat in the sense of she's learned about Black Lives Matter. Her sister came out as queer recently, And so because of that, she's now taken the onus upon herself to be really involved in politics and activism.
Okay, we love that. We love
Slay.
Yeah,
that.
amazing. Like, love that for her. She's amazing. But because of that, she's it's a deal breaker for her for a man to not be interested in politics, which to me, same. Like,
Oh,
to me,
okay.
same.
Wait, I saw it on like one of the episode titles. It was like episode 3 where they were like, "Oh, we're gonna get into politics on this
Yeah.
episode."
Oh
Okay.
yeah, that's right.
But yeah, it's a deal breaker for her man to not be into politics, which real same exactly.
I
the
feel
same
like
with
in this
me.
climate, if you're not into politics, you're just really fucking blind
You're
to what's
just like
going around.
willingly ignorant. At
And
some
I'm not
point.
saying this as just another editor for noise, but also just like, please look at the world around you.
Yeah.
We need more people to
It
open their
takes
eyes.
an immense amount of saying privilege, if I, frankly, to say that I don't care about politics. And so Sarah's sitting there and she's talking about politics is really important to me. And the guy who she's been connecting with this entire time has not had an issue with this entire time. Is like, yeah, I didn't vote last election because it just doesn't matter to me. Like I just don't know.
Yikes.
I just don't know enough about it, so I didn't vote. And so she's like, ugh. She's like, okay, well, this season takes place in Minnesota. Every season takes place in a different
In a
state.
different state, yeah.
And so she's like, okay, George Floyd literally happened in our state. What are your thoughts on Black Lives Matter? And he's like, I don't really have thoughts on it. And she's like, what do you mean you don't have thoughts on whether Black Lives matter or not?
See, whenever it comes to contentious issues like this and somebody says they don't have thoughts, it's usually because those thoughts are bad and they know they're bad and they don't want to expose themselves.
Pretty much.
I feel like. 9 times
There's
out of
also a
10.
really big difference between someone that's interested in politics but doesn't hasn't done enough research into a particular thing versus someone who's not interested versus someone who's on the wrong side of shit, you know?
Yeah.
But where I'm
Willful
going with
ignorance
this
versus
is-
actual ignorance.
She comes around to it, and he promised her. He's like, I promise you, I will put in the work to learn politics, because you know the kind of person I am. We've talked about it, and also it was a big turn off for her. She did not want to talk to him after that, but my man managed to clutch through and be like, I will put in the work, I will learn. I don't want it to feel like you have to educate me on politics. We have the same value, so why would we not have the same politics if I just educated myself on it? So Mans managed to clutch through, and then he meets her, and they have the reveal, and it's fine. It's kind of lovely. He's a shorter guy, and she's not a taller girl in the sense of she's taller than him, but she's average height, wearing heels, so they're about the same height. And he was really insecure about his height, but she was fine with that. She's like, whatever, he's shorter, but he's my man. And then this is where we get to episode 6. Episode
Let's
6,
go.
we cut to her in a hotel room sobbing in front of the camera, confessional style. And I'm like, oh my god, this is gonna get so good. And she goes, I believe that he knew what I looked like before coming to the show. I believe that he saw me on Instagram, and then because of that, he came to the show, and everything he talked about, and I was like, oh my god, that's such a coincidence. It's all information that has been posted on my Instagram.
What?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Wait.
So good.
So this guy essentially preemptively stalked her to
Yep.
That's never happened before, has it?
Well,
what kind of
Lydia and Uche.
Oh,
If you watch
yeah,
that
yeah,
season.
yeah, yeah,
Wait,
yeah.
what
was
season is that? Because I need to catch up.
5 or 6. One
Don't
of them.
remember.
I think 5.
I watched Love is Blind out of order, so I don't really know.
5 or
Yeah,
6.
fair.
But he insinuated that she chased him onto the show to stalk him or whatever. But she didn't even try and pursue him. She went on one date with him and was like, oh my god, isn't that so weird that we're both here? Because they both talked about Love is Blind in passing or whatever. And then she ended up getting with a whole other guy. He was never a contender for her. They knew each other. She was like, oh, that's weird or whatever. And then she got with another guy. And I feel like it was really much him just trying to paint a woman as crazy because he's the kind of narcissistic man that's oh, my ex-girlfriends are crazy, guys. Wonder how that works out.
I wonder what the common denominator there is.
What a thing to happen.
But yeah, anyways, back to this season.
Yeah.
So she's like, wow, it's so weird that every single thing on my Instagram, you brought up in some aspect to one of the points where he gave her a gift, and it was a Christmas stocking with his initial on it. And
Okay.
then she was like, oh my god, what a coincidence. I have the exact same Christmas stocking with my initial on it. It's like a sign from the universe. And she posted it on her Instagram, a photo of her and the Christmas stocking.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's Taylor Swift mastermind
Yeah.
bullshit.
Okay.
It's insane.
I
To which I
will
say, I love watching a man be insane because it's like EDI at some point. We don't see men be insane.
More crazy men. No, not really. Not
Please,
crazy.
no.
But
Okay.
More
Me-
mastermind
Yeah,
men.
crazy in like this genre of crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
I saw a post. I'm so sorry, this is so off topic, but I saw a post the other day being like, no top has ever written a love poem for a bottom. And so I just,
Wild.
What the fuck,
Yeah.
dear? Okay, we're ending this.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, to conclude, Love is Blind. This season is insane. If you have not seen it, it is great. The other things I will note is that we are not out of the pods yet, and it is episode 6 because some of them go faster and some of them go slower. Or by episode 2, you've already everyone's already seen
Yeah,
each other.
there's
face to
usually like
face.
1 or 2 proposals by episode 2, episode 3.
Yeah, well,
yeah, there's only been one, and I'm up to
I'm
episode
saying
3.
we're up to episode 6, and no one has actually gone on the vacation yet, which
Wow,
is insane. It's
that's
very
crazy.
slow. for
It does
this.
show in the trailer that they go to Honduras, which is a lovely location, and
Yeah,
I wonder
that's
how
new.
bad that's going to turn out for everyone. Because again, as I keep repeating, I only have experience with one other season, and that went tits up the moment they landed there.
Was that Micah's season by any
No.
chance?
No, it was
Have you seen Shake, Shane, Shayna?
Yes.
Shake, Shane, Shayna, then Garrett, and what
Oh my
was her
god,
name?
Garrett. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know who you're
Ileana
talking
or
about.
whatever.
Yeah.
And then
Oh yeah. Jared and Ilya.
Salvador and Mallory. I can't believe Mallory fumbled Salvador. I'm gonna be honest. Speaking as a straight guy, I would have married him. I'm sorry. How do you mess that up? I'm sorry. The dude literally wrote a song for her on the guitar and played it.
Reminds
and,
me of Joelle from Too Hot to Handle.
Okay, I don't know the context. You might have
We'll
to
explain
update
this
me.
later.
Yeah, it was
This is for
Okay.
next week. I reckon we should
Next
come
week.
back with the
Too Hot
next
to
Love
Handle?
is Blind and some Too Hot to Handle.
Okay.
Yes.
Anyways,
Also-
give us your thoughts in the comments if you want some more reality
Also,
TV talk.
if you do not keep up with reality TV, tell us if we are coherent or not.
Yeah,
That's,
good
like,
question.
Really important because sometimes we speak in this language and then people are like, "What are the pods? What does that mean?"
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Dia and I get pretty crazy about this. So,
We love
all
it.
right, this was lovely. Thanks
This
for
was
coming and sitting
amazing.
with us, friends.
Thank you.
All right,
we
before
love
we go,
you.
Dia, you want to drop some freestyle bars?
Oh shoot! What did I say? Oh, I took it to my podcast studio and I freaked it.
Oh, okay.
Amazing. Next week I'll come back with a free beat for you to jump on.
Excellent. Bye,
All right,
friends.
next week rap battles. Welcome to our final segment of the podcast for this week, where we're going to be going over the SRC. Join with me in the studio right now is Diya Sengupta, the SRC president, and Alice from earlier, one of our amazing noise coordinators who actually covered the 2024 SRC elections. All right, so before we get started, Diya, could you just give us a quick rundown of the SRC?
Yeah, I guess the first question is, what is the SRC? What do we do? So the SRC, or Student Representative Council, is a group of students who are here to look out for your interests with the uni. We do things like liaise with management whenever they're making changes. We also put in projects to make student life easier. We do get a budget that we can use to help out students and actually make a difference.
Noise could never. We don't have any
Yeah.
budget.
And then under us, we have a bunch of collectives because different groups of students are going to need different things to address their needs. So, for example, we have the queer collective for queer students. We have women's collectives for women identifying students. We have the indigenous collective for indigenous students, etc., etc., etc. And those people allow us to target down to what are the specific needs of these communities, and they are somewhat autonomous, similar to the way that art clubs are, where people can come in, meet people, have regular events, but they also have a direct line to management through the SRC and through having bigger projects through the SRC.
Yeah, wonderful. All right. Could you tell us a little bit more about the factions, all the different parties that are part of the SRC this year?
Oh God. Okay. I'm gonna try to keep this profesh. So just in short, we have the most diverse SRC we've ever had. In the past, there was a duopoly between Revive / Together. It's really confusing. There's 2 of those. And then also the Left Action. But just to summarize for this year, Left Action is the socialist alternative ticket. They did have 2 independents run with them, which is Conroy, who is with the Greens, and Bridie, who's a complete independent. But the majority of their ticket is socialist alternative, and so they do a lot of projects with socialist alternative, the organization, and then also their portfolios are heavily promoted through socialist alternative channels, and I guess have support from those systems as well. The other factions are Revive and Together, which have split off. Originally, Revive was the Labour Party ticket. So these are people who are backed by the Labour Party, usually card-carrying Labour members. So that was Revive and Together. However, they split. So basically, Together is the card-carrying Labour members, and then Revive is the people who would have been card-carrying Labour members if everything did not crumble, and now they're like their own independent thing.
They are not together, guys.
Quite literally,
They are
the
apart.
name Together has never been more ironic ever. So Together is the Labour Party. Revive is independents who would have hypothetically been in the Labour Party 5 years ago.
And I believe Unity is the nationwide equivalent of that
yes.
ticket.
So we don't have a Labour left in Stupol at UNSW. We only have Labour Right. So Together is the right-wing faction of the Labour Party. So they also go by Unity on a state level, because they might use different names at different campuses, but they're all part of State Unity, which is just the right wing of the Labour faction. So we have Together, who are the right wing of the Labour faction, Left Action, who are Socialist Alternative, Revive, who are independent. We then have me and my girlies. We're 365. We are an independent ticket. We were completely made of people who just wanted to make Stupol better. And I guess Pepsi and I formed the ticket because we had a history of doing Stupol and did not like the way that it was being done. So we thought bringing an independent voice that was not affiliated with parties is how we always got the most work done. Whenever something had to be done, it was just all of the independents coming together to actually do things because the other parties were too busy protecting their own interests, I guess. So we have 365, which is me and Elena and Joseph Bellia and Quinn. And then we also have our two independent queer officers who ran as councillors of 365, but for the sake of the SRC, they are completely independent. We also have Edge, who are another independent ticket, which is really unheard of for the SRC to have so many independent tickets. And they were a bunch of first years who did high school SRC who just went, yep, we could fix that. And honestly, they are great to work with. I really love working with Ethan, who's the only member of Edge on the council. He will go very far. I see that he will go very, very far. And then other than that, we have, who am I forgetting?
We've got our Paddington independents
Yes,
as well.
we
So
do,
the
thank
3
you.
Paddington representatives
I
are all
saw them
independent.
yesterday at Paddington Welcome Day. They are amazing, and they are amazing for the Paddington community because they are always there helping out and building that community there. Instead of focusing on other things, it's very much about touching base with their campus and doing things for that campus. And also, they're very underfunded. Why does the Paddington portfolio have as much money as all of the other portfolios when they have a whole campus to be doing things for? It's a bit insane how little money Paddington has. But yeah, what was I going to say? I think that is everyone, unless I'm forgetting
I
someone.
do believe that's everyone.
Okay, good.
So Left Action does have not a majority of the seats, but they have the most seats out of any party. But yeah, as Dia said, there are a lot of independents and a lot of small parties this year on the councillors. So it's very interesting to see how things are going to shake up. Because speaking of last year's coverage, there was a lot of inter-party politics when it came to the 2 major tickets that we had. And yeah, it meant that there was a lot of arguing, less based on the individual issues that they were discussing and more just because they wanted to support their ticket and their, I guess, further political allegiances on local, state, federal levels. Whereas I'm not doing the coverage for SRC this year.
And I also think it's easier to generalize when you have a faction. Okay guys, I'm coming out as a former card-carrying Labour member. I'm sorry, we all make mistakes, is what I have to say about that. I am not anymore for very obvious reasons. But because of that, it's really easy to point and be like, oh, your party did this, your party did that. And I can see the point in SRC last year where Salt stopped being able to point at me and be like, your faction did this. Or Labour, stopped being able to be like, our faction, our party. Because, when somebody does not fit neatly into a box, it's very hard to, point at other things besides what they've actually done And there's nothing I've actually done on SRC that I'm not proud of.
Yeah, absolutely. I think
Fantastic.
it'll be very interesting this year to see how the different makeup of the councillors and of the do you help me? What are they called?
Just like the general, I guess, split factionally.
Yeah, it'll be very different to see how that changes debate times and discussions about different motions.
The other thing worth flagging is that we've amended the charter. It passed through SDC, and it will be going to ARC board to be formally stamped off. But yeah, we've amended the charter to be hopefully more reflective of a constructive environment for these debates instead of just one-sided parties yelling at each other. And I mean, there will obviously be yelling because it's SRC. It's Chivo. But yeah, I mean, I did add something really fun for all my media girlies, which is we do have question time now where the media can ask us some questions.
I'm so excited.
love that.
I know, especially because I love seeing Noise's rhetorical questions. Where
Oh,
they're
yes.
like, it was unclear if blah, 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 blah. And I was like, if only you could ask them. If only there was an SRC president that would add that to the charter.
So I believe moving forward, part of our live coverage for the SRC this year will include reaching out to you guys, our lovely audience, and asking if you have any questions for your SRC, because it can be difficult to communicate directly with your representatives, but it's very important to. And hopefully this year we can be sort of a channel between you and your representatives.
I think in the future, I would also like to formally open that through the SRC, where we just regularly take questions and answer questions and
Absolutely.
things like that. Because I hate how in previous years the SRC has seen more like a broadcast channel of like, here is what we believe in. The SRC, us 26 have voted on this, so this is what we are doing now. Instead of, okay, actually, what are the students who don't know about Stupol? Like, what are they thinking?
Yeah.
Because the SRC is such an echo chamber that it is so inaccessible if you are not a Stupol kid. Like, genuinely going to my first SRC meeting, I could only understand what was going on because I had done labor meetings in the past. And like, those are really intimidating and hectic to get involved in. Like, the barrier to entry is like, you need to know about politics. You need to know not just about politics, but how politics is structured, what it means to first and second emotion and speak to emotion. And if you're just your average person reading that, it is not fun. Like, I had a first year who expressed enthusiasm about working with the SRC, and I was talking to another person on council, and I was like, do I want to invite them to the first ever SRC meeting? Do I want to scare them off? The first ever SRC meeting is going to be like,
I did start my SRC coverage as someone who didn't know anything about student politics. I rocked up to my first meeting and went, what the fuck is going on? And I basically learned through exposure what actually was happening, and I like to think I sort of understand it now.
yeah.
But there is definitely a barrier to entry, and I think that's one of the other important things about having like media reporting on what's actually happening is that the official documents that the SRC puts out can be really inaccessible to actually be like, okay, so what actually happened?
And that's also to flag with us and why I'm doing things like, monthly recaps and things like that, because I feel like it's a lot harder to, access official SRC documents instead of just, okay, this is what's going on. This is what my staff is going to every month. Here is exactly what the outcome of everything is. Yeah.
And I mean, such a big part of that is you talking to us so much, and so we really appreciate that, Diya.
Yes, I guess
We appreciate you writing for our print, and we appreciate you coming on our podcast.
Yeah,
I'm
it
just
was
gonna
lovely.
quickly flag a few things that we're working on that's really cool, which is the SRC Clothing Hub, similar to Food Hub. Take whatever you need. We'll have donation bins all across campus, so you can give clothes as well, because one thing I've learned is people are willing to donate a lot more than you think people are willing to donate. Like, it's not going to be an issue of, oh, no one's donated. It's going to be an issue of how do we fit all of this in a space and, manually move it around. And then the other thing that we're working on right now that's, like, in its final stages is the Ethnocultural Grant, which is amazing. So Ethnocultural and International Student Co. have, like, spent their budget, their discretionary budget, as well as part of my discretionary budget. And the student director, UNSW, Director of Student Life and Wellbeing, Neil Morris, has also contributed money to that is giving out $1,000 to 2 clubs who are collaborating on an event culturally. To be eligible for that, you just need to be a cultural club at UNSW as at least one of your parties. Yeah, I think those are the 2 big things. And the SRC this year is doing a lot more in terms of projects that I can point at and be like, that's the thing that we did, instead of just broadly like, oh yeah, we took the stance that trimester bad. No, like, what did we actually do, guys? We get money, we get SAF. What do we actually do with that besides just like sit in a room and be like, the SRC believes blah 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 blah.
All right,
But also,
fantastic.
trimesters are bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, we're not gonna get into the.
We're not.
how
We're
the
not. We're not
academic
gonna go
calendar's
into the
going. Oh
whole
my God.
debate. If you guys want to learn more about that, we did it. We covered that last week. So go check that out. I believe that is all the time we have for this segment. Dia and Alice, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Always.
Thank
a
you for
pleasure.
having us.
Yeah. Thank you for listening to Make Some Noise, episode 2 of season 2. If you'd like to read some of our articles, please search up the Noise at UNSW account on Instagram, or you can go find our website with all of our articles. If you'd like to become an editor and help us out, please shoot us a DM over Instagram or fill out the application link on the website. And if you'd like to send us some money, which we would desperately need and appreciate, you can also find the donation links on the website. Thank you for listening again, and I will see you guys all next week.